Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. The way that I'ma do it, they can top that. No way. Critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back. I know that. I know the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on, and I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on. Then when they see that Mr. Boy, they get a tantrum on, and I know they never thought we would make it. Underdogs, it wouldn't be able. Labels gon' ask what we bring. Tell them we bringing the table. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Artlist.io. Yeah, I bet on myself. Take off your shoes, crib brand new. Yeah, I'm about to go in like a damn fool. I'm leaving your mans, them in shambles. You know, light up the wax like a candle. I've been on fire, watch me heat up the track. I took the crown, I ain't giving it back. Music licensing reimagined. You gon' big a statistic, really. You think you'll get it back, that's silly. I'm about to run the game, no kidding. I'm way too cold, too chilly. Yeah, they ain't wanna hear me, yeah, now they gon' feel me. You did? Look at my team gon' way off. Now we running the game, they can't play y'all. We don't need an assist, now we counting up chips. I think it's time that they pay y'all. Let's go. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Artlist.io. Yeah, I bet on myself.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. From the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And I know that this was a long weekend as SummerSlam came through, but we know the newly crowned world heavyweight champion, Seth Rollins, definitely had to bet on him for the things he pulled off this weekend. So let's congratulate the new world champion, the new tag team champions, Charlotte and Alexa, and of course Cody Rhodes, as he pulled off his victory. A lot of things happened at SummerSlam, but let's just start off for where we at tonight after SummerSlam. We started off the night with Seth Rollins coming down to the ring, pretty much telling people, yo, y'all cheered, y'all not doing nothing for me. Y'all cheered and y'all booed and y'all did all that. I came and stole the thunder from CM Punk, but don't ever count me out because I always have a plan B. So he says plan B, and LA Knight comes out. Tell him, you know what, man? I'm glad that you pretty much, he said, I'm glad you came back because now I got an extra reason to whoop you now. I didn't get that victory over you. I got the victory over you, but you quit. And then now you got the belt. You didn't fake the injury to get out of something. You faked the injury to get out of me. Get away from me, you know? And so, of course, I don't agree with that. Because Seth unplanned this for a while. Seth said, I don't even care about this little match with you. You ain't even about it. I think Seth looks at him as a small change, small potatoes. So he's like, I can lose this match to you. I got something big at hand. And now we come to find out, or we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that later. Because, you know, supposedly it was reported beforehand that Seth Rollins was lying to the management of World Wrestling Entertainment, faking doctor reports and things like that. So we'll find out down the road. But, you know, ended up LA Knight challenging for a match tonight. Paul Pierce. Adam Pierce came out and said, I don't normally do it, but I'm gonna do it tonight. So they got a match later on. So the first match of the night, which was it was Rusev Sheamus Part 3. And of course they over there trying to kill each other, pound each other out. throw each other out, trying to just really destroy each other. They all get out there. Sheamus hits his little 10 beats. Uh, Rusev overcomes that, and they go outside. They start fighting, and then they got all of that for a double count out. So nobody wins this. I get they're making this. It looks like they're making this like an ongoing thing, but not a pay per view thing. So they could have put this on pay per view to give people some time to get themselves ready for main event fights and things like that. But you know, Sheamus is kind of just coming back, trying to get his name up, make himself relevant. Rusev, this ain't looking good for him. He may be on his way out the door again. That's just me guesstimating, but that's what it looks like because he's not having a meaningful run so far. Uh the next match was Penta versus Grayson Waller. I don't know why Grayson Waller's even wrestling. He ain't been the same since A Town Down got out the way. Uh but anyway, he's fighting Penta and he's getting a little run with him. He over there putting knees in Penta's face, putting him out, doing what he need to do. But despite all of that, Penta hit him with a Mexican destroyer, put him out, got the 3 count. Uh, he gets the win over Grayson Waller. New Day in the sideline being they had to get a commentary table making them trying to make themselves relevant. I don't think they did, but they just I guess they need some TV time. So shout out to the New Day. The next match was the women's tag match. The newly crowned women's tag team champions, Charlotte and Alexa, versus Roxanne and Raquel, the R&R girls from the Judgment Day. Uh, Roxanne and them, they really took it to them. They took it out on Charlotte first, and then Alexa came in. She got a little quick spurt, then started losing to Roxanne again. But soon as Charlotte's Flair got her energy, she got back up, and she beat down on Roxanne. Uh, Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss set up Roxanne for Sister Abigail. Realist was popping, and they get the 3 count, and the women, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss retains the belt. I'm not quite sure. But you know, congratulations on the defense of their title. Uh, can't take nothing from them. I don't know how this is looking for Judgment Day. It looked like they get ready to go somewhere because only the fellas got a belt now. Normally, a female must have the belt in order to keep the reins there, but we'll figure that out going down the road. Uh, Dirty Dom versus Dragon Lee. Now, coming into this match, Dirty Dom he defended his championship at SummerSlam successfully against AJ. So now he's coming in and he has a luchador match to be the world champion in AAA luchador. But here he's going out against Dragon Lee. Uh, they go back and forth, but as we get ready to end the match, Dragon Lee goes over and he got a victory. But because of an appearance by Grande Americano, puts Dom foot on the ropes, breaks the count. Dirty Dom takes advantage. Super not super kick, but he just kicks him in the face. Uh, Dom get ready to go do what he do and get a 3 count. So Dirty Dom retains the belt. And AJ like, yo, let me tell you something. This little bull crap you just pulled, you know, I'm still out to get you. That's a little stunt you pulled yesterday. Oh, yes, yeah, yesterday. Yeah, they fought yesterday. That was pretty good too, but I'm still out to get you. So that means he targeting a Dirty Dom, try to get that belt. Uh, but it was a good win for Dirty Dom. But because American Grande, Grande Americano, which was like maybe two or three different Grande Americanos there. So I think all of them was there. Kaiser and Chad Gable and the other one. I don't even know who the third one is. I ain't gonna lie to you. But he made an appearance. But the funniest thing was the funniest, like the thing that got me, well, it wasn't even a match. It was when I almost said Bailey. Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch came out. Becky Lynch like, yo, I'm the greatest. Lyra can't fight me no more. I need somebody that's gonna come out and understand who they fighting pretty much. So Nikki Bella comes out and they just went. I don't know if that was on script, but shout out to Tiffany, because if you saw the Netflix special, that situation before with when Tiffany told Charlotte you 0-3 in your marriages, they went to that type of level in the conversation. And Nikki started it off by talking about something about Seth Rollins. You got to cheat or something. Becky went in. Becky said, "Yo, you would have had the greatest world champion husband, but no, you was with the greatest, but now you can't see him." Y'all gotta go ahead and watch that clip. I mean, that clip was so fun. I'm like, damn, she roasting her for real. Like that, you would have thought that was a YouTube beat. They would sit there having that conversation, but they was on point, and they're like, it was on point. The subliminals, the shots, they was they was right face to face. It wasn't even it ain't go over nobody's head. I'm like, damn, she just roasted her for that. She right, because she could have had John Cena. She let John Cena go. She wanted too much from John Cena, and now she ain't got nobody. That's Nikki Bella. But anyway, so she like, well, we never fought. You've always been running from me. And Becky was like, oh, let me show you why I was running from you. She stuffed her. She took her down, got her out the way, and that was just so funny, man. That segment was bad funny. Uh, then we found out tonight also next week, Naomi's gonna be fighting Io for the belt. So that's a match that's already been solidified for Raw next week. Uh, then we get to the championship match. Uh, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Now, mind you, the fellas wasn't even supposed to be at the ring. They were banned. So I don't even know how they come out. Uh, they call themselves the Visionaries now. That's their new mantra. Because Seth is an architect, he a visionary. So all right, but it was back and forth match. But the fellas came out trying to do see LA Knight crazy. Then they got the Punk comes out. He started attacking Seth Rollins. Uh, that's how the match ends. And then Roman Reigns came try to come out and do something after they finished pounding on CM Punk and LA Knight. Roman got his shoes taken against. Yo, Bronson Reed, this I'm telling you, if you from the inner city, if you from the hood, that's what y'all call the hood, the inner city neighborhoods, projects, whatever. Y'all gotta be laughing at this. Man, I took Roman Reigns shoes again. And who runs around taking shoes? Who runs like if I'm showing my age, forgive me, but back in the '90s, people were taking Jordans, people were taking 8 balls jackets, people were taking Sherlin coats, and they showing this on wrestling like it's nothing. They beat the band up, they pounded Roman, they threw tsunamis at Roman, and then he gracefully, he just nonchalantly just took his shoes off like, yo, they call it a shoe, what they called it earlier, the shoe of fala, like a shoe of fala. Meaning they put a robe, a string of shoes on Bronson Reed's neck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Real as he walk around with another man's shoes, like, will he do this? Where we do this, you take the man's shoes off, you put it on your feet. He wearing it as a memento, like you gonna kill you a gator or something. You know what I mean? But it has to be a little hilarious. Like this is one of the rare times that I could sit here and say Raw was actually funny tonight. Like the hell with the matches, like that Rusev match, don't mean a thing. It didn't even matter because we knew they were gonna beat each other to a pulp. Even when they talking to Sami Zayn in the back, they interrupted by going at it, going back and forth. Excuse me, but it's just hilarious how they speaking to each other, how people are speaking to each other, and how they treat each other. For a man to take another man pair of shoes after getting whooped last night, he probably did that just because he got whooped last night. They lost their match, or Saturday night they lost their match to Jimmy and Roman. So to do it again, like yo, you on my they definitely on my shit now. But a keynote that I was noticing during all of this, even when Seth was talking, like Bronson Reed, I mean Braun Breaker, I don't think he even knew what the plan was because that's what Seth said. Only my wife and Paul Heyman knew what I was doing. So they was out here running their mouth. He made Braun Breaker look stupid because Braun Breaker was trying to hold things down, and Paul Heyman knew it the whole time. Now I'm giving y'all a heads up. Atmosphere, what's going on? What's going on, Chef? So I'm giving y'all. I'm predicting this already. He's already upset because he he told everybody that Paul Heyman wouldn't betray him. To me, this was an act of betrayal already because he didn't even know what the plan was going into it. So Braun was really holding it down, and there was nothing wrong with Seth the whole entire time, right? So if we go back to SummerSlam, how he won the championship, Seth Rollins, he faked the fact that he came out to the ring. He was walking off as CM Punk defeated Gunther. Uh, then turned around, started walking back to the entrance, dropped the crutches, grabbed the championship belt, ran back to the ring, tell him cash it in, pounded out Punk real quick, curb stomped him, gets the belt. So that's how he became world champion. The fact of the matter is, that's why he's telling everybody, I always got a plan B. Y'all know what I was thinking when he said plan B. He about to kill something, right? He about to kill some. If plan A is aborted, go to plan B. So something about to die. And tonight it was LA Knight, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. Now notice Jay didn't come out tonight. Jay was nowhere in the vicinity. But going back to SummerSlam, that's how Raw ended the night. But going back to SummerSlam, it's a lot to like, right? Uh, my only like dispute is that they started Roman and Jay first. They could have put that like towards the end, like maybe the last match before the Punk match, or something like that. You can't have those two first. But I guess it was enough to keep them distracted from what CM Punk was going to do. So I get it, but I just don't like the fact that they started Saturday night or Saturday afternoons SmackDown. What else I didn't like? Shout out to Jay Cargill. Uh, she had a great match to me against Tiffany for the belt. It's been spoken throughout that the it was a botch move by Tiffany that slowed down the match and may have cost Jade her title run. But at the end of the day, I don't think Tiffany is as strong as Jade, but they tried to keep, they made the match competitive. And it's not to say that Tiffany don't got the strength to do anything. It's just saying that she don't have enough strength to keep pushing off Jade. So even though Jade didn't win the match, I think she had a great performance on the stage. I'm just interested to see how they're going to treat her now. Now that she actually fought for the championship. Uh, so now I'm really interested in how they're going, what they're going to do with Jade. You know, is she going to get another crack at Tiffany, or are they going to make Jade and Bianca go at it? So you know that's how Tiffany retains her belt. Uh, the only other match I think should have been later was the TLC, the tables, ladder, and chairs match. As you know, we know those matches uh tend to be long, but not this particular time. Uh, yeah, I agree with you, realist. I actually agree with you. I think she did enough work to overcome all adversity, the shortcomings from the beginning. The fact that y'all had to keep her out a little bit longer because of what Naomi supposedly did. Well, I'm only saying supposedly because I don't know if it was a break or not. But you know, she earned a spot at the championship. She was queen of the ring. Now, now watch. Now, if we do a little deep digging or deep research, we're not gonna find too many queens of the ring losing their championship opportunity. I don't think it's more than who won. But I could be wrong. But in this particular case, I just think Jay needed to start a run, even if it was like they give us somebody like Piper Niven, then Nia. The big, made it a actual situation for the powerhouses. Like I said, Nia and Piper Niven and people like that with strength, they could have had their run for a couple of months until Jay may give it up at like Clash of Champions at War Games or whatever they call it now. It used to be called Royal Survivor Series. That's the one. The Thanksgiving pay per view. I think that would have been enough. Even if she had to fight somebody else coming from NXT, which would have been a great opportunity for Lash to come up there and display herself after getting her licks back from Nia, who went to NXT last week and tried to destroy her in front of the crowd. But I definitely think that Jade had enough to win the match. I don't know how she didn't. I'm just interested to see what they're gonna do after that. Shout out to John Cena as uh he entered his final SummerSlam as a champion. We come to find out Cody put the blows to him and sneaks out of Giant Stadium with a victory. But after that, we hear that noise, that little guitar. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was watching YouTube. You know how YouTube put clips together and they say, "Oh my God, uh, 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 Brock is back." I'm thinking he going. I think they. I'm over there tripping. Like, wait a minute, this is real. This is live. And sure enough, he go on down there in the ring and F5 John and put him get him out the way. But I will say this about John Cena: if he's no longer bad, he did a hell of a job for being bad, right? On his way out, because he made a lot of people look crazy by buying that merch and things like that. And he was the villain the whole entire time after WrestleMania. But you know, now he found his way back. But now I know why he had to find his way back. If Brock is coming to gun for him, so we gonna expect that feud will go to the end of the year. I don't see John Cena winning the belt for that. I don't. If Cody gives him a rematch, that may be great, but I just don't see him winning it. So they may be preparing Brock and Cody for something different. I mean, excuse me, John Cena for like a retirement match. Maybe it's a retirement match at uh War Games. Maybe with a couple of guys that want to wrestle, maybe not, unless they pull in some people from other resources like TNA and AAA and all those people. I have a funny feeling that those two are going to wrestle for the rest of the year, and then they're going to do whatever they're going to do with Brock. Because who's retiring? John is going to retire. He's definitely going to retire this year. So, but other than that, like I said, the tables, out and chairs. It was a great match. I just don't like how it ended because they had more people with the Wyatt Six being involved. Uh, Congratulations to Solo. He did defend his title well enough to not allow Jacob to get it, but Jacob was wilding after that. He jumping off the top of the cage and doing his Samoan flip on people. He had two of his MFTs in the ring, but Solo escaped with the victory because they was in a steel cage. He ain't had to get pinned. You could just walk out and lose your title shot. And in some odd way, that's what happened with Jacob. Jimmy tried to come and save him. I know him and Hikuleo, they ain't getting along with each other. Is that his name, Hikuleo? Yeah. So, that's why, so what are they going to do with Jacob if they're not trying to give him the belt? And the champ is trying to slide away more and more and more. It's gonna be an interesting look at this. How they gonna pertain Jacob? Is this the time where Jacob is gonna form his little faction to get at Solo, which is more than uh plausible, right? So it's a lot that happened. What else happened? Not too many belts changed hands, like I said. Only Cody and Raquel and Roxanne lost the belt to Charlotte and them. So out of all the title matches, only two belts changed hands. But all in all, it was a very good pay per view. Shout out to the Jersey crowd for not getting crazy with themselves. As being a New Yorker, we know that Jersey, most of them is traveling from New York to Jersey and act a fool. But nobody acted a fool. They was very calm. They was very into the matches. Uh, all of that happened, like I said, in 2 nights. I think they said it was over 100,000, 110,000 people that showed up for the 2 nights in total, which is averages off to 55,000 a night. So they did what they needed to do. They had some very good matches. Excuse me. They had some very great moments. Shout out for them bringing out the Dudley Boys and Jeff Hardy. They are supposed to be fighting in TNA soon. For those of you that follow both 3D and the Hart Foundation, they'll be getting it on in TNA soon. Those two in particular, the Hardys and uh who they fighting? I just had it on my brain. Y'all bear with me. Um, but they're gonna have a tag match. That's the gist of everything. There will be a tag match. Hardy Boys and 3D Dudley Boys. The boys are fighting Hardys and Dudleys. That's almost a 30-year flashback. 3D versus Matt and Jeff. Uh, that may get some ratings because some of the older wrestlers may want to see that again. We just hope that uh Matt ain't deleting everybody. Delete, delete, delete. If you don't understand that, this was a few years ago too. But it's just amazing how some of the old timers are still around, right? You got Jarrett, you got I don't know if he's professionally or actively wrestling. You got Big Jim, you got so many older wrestlers the Hardy Boys, you got the Dudley Boys staying trying to be relevant, helping is yes TNA become relevant, and at the same time they gonna have some decisions to make because NXT is bringing up some good people. LFG is training people to get into NXT, so they're gonna have to make some movements sooner rather than later. You know, you got the world champ, you got Obafemi down there, you got Lash down there, you got Javon Evans. I just hope they don't do him like they doing Carmelo right now, which is a shame. Carmelo was very, very gifted. Then they got to bring up Trick Williams because he's holding the TNA belt. So all of these things is getting ready to happen. We just have to stay tuned as we get ready to roll out into a night in Paris, which is at the end of the month. What was the second? So see, so that may be like an August 23rd or August 30th event. We already know Naomi gonna be there. Is it the fight EO? I think so. So we're gonna find out if Naomi's still rocking. But she is playing the hell out of her characters. And shout out to WWE for allowing uh Naomi's dad play the guitar and bring her out to the ring. That was pretty cool. You know, that's something that a lot of people can't say has happened to them in that industry. But they fought and brought them down and got them in the world championship match, and they became the first ones to jump in the ring and hang out with their dads. Well, that's what Naomi did. But I'm just saying in general, a lot of people don't get that opportunity to fight in front of their parents. So, congratulations to Naomi and her dad on a successful run at Raw. Excuse me, not Raw, SummerSlam. But like I said, there's really those are the only minor complaints. You know what I mean? Like there was no major problem. Like I said, shout out to the Jersey crew, those that participated, that went down there and seated. We know that y'all can act a fool, but y'all keep yourselves together. Naomi getting the shine. Yeah, man. I was just saying to myself not too long ago. I remember when she was just like a dancing dinosaur lady because she was with Brodus Clay. They turned her into a funkadactyl, and it was her and JoJo, who was Bray Wyatt's actual girlfriend now, but she was the ring announcer for a long period of time. So you know, then she had a good matches there. Then she walked out over dispute from WWE. She went to TNA. Was it TNA or and AEW? Whatever division she went to. She went over there, rocked, won a world title, and then they finally decided to bring her back. So shout out to her for coming back and being patient with the system. She was being bumped out of the way. If we follow the story, that's why she's upset with Jade. Uh, and wanted her get back. But Jay for just fighting for the world championship. Naomi is the world champion. You know what I mean? So there's a tick for tack, but at the same time, she's doing everything she's supposed to do going forward. Naomi, she's supposed to rock this out all the way through. This may be a nice little run to at least I'm being nice for the rest of the year. Commander, what up, Nine? So just sitting back and watching both nights of SummerSlam, you really observe how much they're trying to promote the certain individuals that they want to promote. Like big win for Naomi, but I don't think she's so hot right now. I don't think they could take the belt off her if they want to. The way she be talking to people, the way she stays in that character, the way she's rocking that character. I don't think they can take that away from her no time soon. They can't. They definitely ain't taking it out of the night of Paris. So They're not gonna do that then. So we gonna see if she can hold that belt for a long period of time. Same thing for Charlotte and Alexa. They may start getting these little goofy little tag runs in SmackDown. Secret Hervis, maybe B-Fab and Meechin. I don't know, but we gonna see how this run is gonna go for Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and we gotta see how long it lasts. We gotta see if they gonna continue to be work together at whatever. Well, work on the same team. Because even in that match, they wasn't working teamless. They were just like, all right, you hurt. Let me get in here, jump in there, and save you because they don't see me coming or whatever. And that's what they do. So they have to be alert to what's going on in the tag team division. Uh, I don't know where the loss to Solo for Solo. Like I said, it may make him come to reality and bring some more people in. But this is a good time for Solo, even if he is the heel, the opponent, the ops. This is a good time for him. He ain't had this type of run like this since NXT when he was whatever, what was it, Super Intercontinental and World Champion at the same time or something like that. One of the two, but he was taking the belt somewhere it didn't need to go. So they forced him out, and they was alternating people. But if it's just different. But it's a great run for Solo. Uh, we'll see where they're gonna push with him. Tonight we just saw Roman's gonna try to get at Sia. I don't know if Roman's gonna get at Seth. Is he's more fighting the Bronson Reed guy. That might be a Night in Paris situation too, just to get him out the way once and for all. Roman may. I'm not. I'm not. I'm guessing this, just like we all are in the background. We saw that match. Okay, what that mean for this person or that person? What does it mean for them? So now we're guesstimating, and we're allowed to do that because everybody else is not because everybody else is doing it. Some of us are watching. We thought this was all a part of the show, but Seth showed us blessings, blessings, blessings. Riders. Seth showed us. You could fake a move and have the world believe you, and then be lying in their face by taking the cast off and going down there becoming a world champion. We know a lot of people do that in this life anyway. Take the shortcut. Now he gonna have to start earning. He's gonna have to start defending and earning people's respect. Nobody listening to him. So you know, uh, but those are the main things that I saw in SummerSlam. You know, like like I said, even if you some people gonna be upset that Roman started the pay per view event. That was just Roman letting the rest of everybody else shine, so they can't say he's selfish because you know they be popping for Roman. They definitely popping for Jay. So you could have made them last and just let them rock out at the end for about a whole half an hour. That would have been content for Raw, SmackDown, and maybe Sports Chat with Mister 33. But maybe not. But people could have danced and made their own music and sat where they was at. But it's wrestling. Sometimes we got to go to it. People are flocking to it. Like I said, they just set a record: 111,000 people at MetLife Stadium. They ain't gonna be there like that for the Giants and Jets, so they might as well put the pay per view in there and rock out, and that's what they did. So it was a good overall PLE. It was a lot of the matches was okay. Like I said, but my most interesting match was the TLC match because I was just waiting for somebody to get their whole body broken up. Matter of fact, shout out to Candice LeRae if this is true. This is what Seth did to us. Seth made us think that everything. We can't believe everything that's being said because they're being lied to. But Candice LeRae fill up that ladder into man, she folded like a cheap suit. And I really hope that Candice LeRae is okay. There's no structural damage, but we know some wrestlers they'll come back that that Monday talking about the doctor cleared me and they walked out. But the way she felt, or the way she took them that blow, it was something else. Y'all got to go check out the TLC table ladders and chair match in order to see it because I can't describe it. But it was somebody really did get hurt in that situation trying to be there for their Johnny Gargano is dealing with her like a relationship. I don't know if it's a marriage or anything, but the way she fell, that thump thump thump, my heart goes out to her. But it's just we have to wait till Friday, see how Friday they're gonna do it Friday. Will LA Knight be over there? Will Seth come over there and try to be disruptive? What are they doing with Brock Lesnar? Is he gonna be coming to more Friday night SmackDown events, waiting for a pay-per-view to end, and then have punish if it's Roman with not Roman, if it's still Cody, you know, beat Cody with some slab of bread and and then body him, you know. But it's gonna be an interesting Friday to say the least. But other than that, like I said, good show tonight. Even if it was more just like talking points and things like that, it was very good. Baseball is winding down. They got 50 games to go in the world of Major League Baseball. We've seen the Chargers and Lions at All Star, well, not Hall of Fame weekend, and coming up, trade deadline just came and passed. It was a whole bunch of trades. Nobody worth, emphasis of he's going to change the whole thing. Not to me anyway, and it's not a well known name. But they moving and shaking. Uh, Female WNBA still playing well. They just being out covered right now with the All Star game and the way that that heat wave was hitting up north and all of that. It's different. So we got a lot of things to look forward to coming up. Uh, we should be back Friday night to have that conversation about SmackDown. I don't think there's any boxing this week, but y'all stay tuned. NXT is tomorrow. AEW, the AEW is I like their pay-per-views better than I like their shows. It's a whole different setting from what you would normally see on AEW. If you check out an AEW regular show and then watch their pay-per-view, like, yo, where's the content during the TV show to draw people to the rivals of WWE? I'm not saying that they don't know how to do it or they can't do it. I'ma just say they're not doing it. The PL you gotta draw eyes to the PLE. Don't wait till that day of the PLE and hope somebody does something to where they give your business notoriety. But you can't wait to a pay-per-view to do that. You should be doing that on a weekly basis. I don't care who's the world champion over there. They got a face that could be marketed. They got a conversation that could be marketed. So they need to go ahead and figure that out. But that's pretty much what happened over the weekend with Raw. What happened over the week with any other sports incident. There's no major sports incident that's going on, right? Besides Luka Doncic signing his $165 million deal to stay with the Lakers for the next few years. But other than that, there's nothing really happening in sports. That's why I'm really trying to stick with this WWE situation. Maybe, like I said, I may talk about AEW from time to time, but I don't know who follows AEW. But if you want to talk about it, let me know. I can go there Wednesdays and Saturdays and watch matches and things like that if that's what they do, or see somebody kid running track and field, whatever it is. We can have those type of conversations right here on Sports Chat with Mr. 33. And with that being said, I'm about to sign off from the Channel 9 studio. I appreciate everybody coming through to catch the review of Raw and a small conversation about the the PLE, which was SummerSlam, which was pretty good to me as well. But from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33 signing off. I do not know if my 33 brother is going live tonight. As of now, I haven't seen a post, and we have not spoken. But he will be coming back soon for sure. If not tonight, definitely more than likely tomorrow. But y'all go ahead and check my 33 brother out. The word himself. And like I said, I'll be back Friday. My alter ego my alter ego did are you a blessing? Are you blessed, or are you being less today? So y'all go ahead and check out Busted Down Brown. He's said he's going to do something very soon about potential. I think he wrote a poem about it or something. A little quick poem about it. I don't think he posted it yet. I thought he did, but he may not have. But he's coming up with something good to talk about as well. And check out the rest of the community. Realist is always popping through with a very interesting topic. Y'all check the realist one here out. And my blessings lady. She always having good conversation. Y'all go ahead and check out Riders for Life. She always having a conversation about helping her community out. Shout out to HP baby. Shout out to HP. That's Philadelphia for you guys that don't know. But y'all check her out. She having great conversations. And then, the lady of the nine, y'all check out whether she's on the Words channel. We trying to get her ready to have her own conversation. But shout out to her and Word anyway. They had me up the other night while I was on the road, just ripping and running the streets with that what he call her? The little lily pad that they had the review for on the other night on the Words channel. No, on Petty Vision. Y'all sub up to Petty Vision as well. We got the Word and we got Petty Vision. That's his two channels, but he is the creator of both. And sometimes you go over there to review things, have conversations, learn characteristics of people, just to show you how people mannerisms and thought process and how people act in totality is. Y'all go on over there, sub up to Petty Vision as well. But my 33 brother will be back sometime this week. Busted Down Brown will be back sometime this week. And of course, Sports Chat. Lady Guard, Lily Guard. Well, let me tell y'all something. I was listening. I was like, wait, I need to pull over because Commander was upset. Not my none. That's what word would say. Not my mom, but she was upset with that lady. And I was making comments and I couldn't type obviously because I was driving. But I was like, yo, wow. So but we wait for Commander to go ahead. It got worse. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's why sometimes I gotta be on point because I think I'd have got up there. We'd have probably been up there for 6 hours because I would have been in my feelings like I don't know what it was, but it was very racy and not racy as far as how you think race is. I don't want to say racist, but it was very racy. Like they was racing for something, but it ain't what you think they was racing for. But I think Word and Commander they held it down to you know to a great standard. I was just shocked that Commander had that vocabulary. She's like, man, fuck you, Lily. You're trash, Lily. And I'm like, oh, Commander, oh, she in there. But those are the nine. That's the 9%, and those that affiliate with the 9%. which is realist. You know, he's like he's like an honorary nine, but he is the realest one out here. So he slides accordingly. So shout out to all of those people. Shout out to the 9%, and shout out to you that came through and watched tonight. So from the once again from the sport from the Channel 9 studio, this is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33, and I'm signing off. See you later.